What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and today I'm going to be answering the question that I get asked the most in my comments and when I'm live streaming, and that is, what are the best ways to increase my power? But first, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss any of these videos and any tips and tricks that I end up putting out there. Anyway, okay, so the power. How do you increase your power in Naruto Online? I already have a video that I made about this. However, one, some things have changed since then, and two, it was very broad. It kind of went over all of the ways. So what I'm going to be doing for this video is I'm going to narrow it down to the 4 biggest ways to increase your power. Okay, the easiest ways to well, I shouldn't say easiest, but the best ways to increase your power. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rank them in terms of accessibility, or how easy it is to actually go about doing them. So let's go over the 4 best ways. And for this, I'm going to be ignoring awakening levels, cultivation, summoning runes, magitama, because for the most part, you're going to be pretty maxed out at that just from doing the game, right? So just from playing the game, you're going to get these levels, and they're not necessarily stuff that you should be spending your coupons on. So the 4 ways that you can increase your power. 1, ninja stars. Getting your ninjas up to 5 stars. 2, your refinement and your purity. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them together because they synergize off of each other. So technically, it's all one option there. So we've got ninja stars, your refinement, and your purities, your runestone and your charms, and then your equipment upgrading. So the actual awakened level of your equipment here. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to rank them in terms of accessibility and how easy it is to actually use that feature to increase your power. So the number 1 easiest way out of these 4 options is going to be your refinements. Okay, so as you can see here, I have 350 medium level refinement runes. The reason this is the most accessible and the easiest one is because you can get refinement runes from so many different places, as well as your purification runes and your purification protection runes, okay? So for those of you who don't know, your purification values here scale off of your refinement. So right here, if you have 165 initiative, okay, from a level 5 refinement, and you have 52%, that's 52% of your 165. So the higher this number goes, the more value you get from this 52%. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, like I was saying, it's extremely easy to get a lot of medium level refinement runes. So how do you get them? Well, to start off with, low level refinement runes you can get from, is it survival? No, it's ranking. Yeah, so your ranking store right here, okay? You can get 5 of these for 1,000 coins. You can get 1,000 coins in 2 or 3 days, depending on how high your rank is. So there you go. To get from level 1 to level 4 in the refinement is actually really easy. You hardly need any of these at all. You can do this relatively quickly, okay? Also, you have your monthly event. Your rewards, scroll down to the bottom. For only 15 points, you can get a low-level refinement rune. You get 20 points for every daily mission you do, and then 100 for your weeklies. So you can max this out very easily. You can get at least 4 or 5 of these every single day easily, okay? So you can get your refinements up to level 4 very easily, very quickly, and for free. I mean, just for doing the normal stuff that you do in the game, okay? You don't have to spend anything at all to get your refinements up to level 4. Now, once you get to level 4, you start getting medium level refinement runes, okay? Your medium level refinement runes, again, you can get from your monthly event. They're more expensive, however, you're going to need a ton of them. So what I do is I spend all of my monthly points on medium level refinement runes. I don't spend them on anything else, okay? Then you also can get them from the redemption merchant in the group shop. And they are 2,000. And it's tough because you see like a Pain in here, you see Conan, and you want to spend your points on these characters right here, but if you're worried about your power, you have to spend it on the medium level refinement runes, okay? You need, I mean, I did the math, and you need close to 3,000 or 4,000 medium level refinement runes to get all of your equipment up to level 7, okay? And that's with counting the extra blessing that you get if you do all of this during a refinement rebate event, okay? So that just shows you how many of these you actually need if you want to get your equipment up to level 7, okay? You need to start saving these from day 1, and you need to be smart and only ever use them during refinement rebates. So you have the extra wish credit and you can save the values, okay? So you get the group shop, you get the monthly event, and there's almost always a way to get medium level refinement runes in the events. Every single week, one of the events has medium level refinement runes as a reward. As you can see, you could redeem 100 during this event, and I redeemed all 100. I spent all of my points on the medium level refinement runes because I care about them and the power, not the ninjas. All right, that is like the number one way to increase your power right there is with a refinement runes. Okay, the higher you get your refinements, the higher the level they are, the more secondary power you get, and that's from these stats right here. So like primary power comes from life, attack, defense, ninjutsu, resistance. Secondary power comes from initiative, critical, injury, combo, control. All right, so there you go. Those are how you stack up medium level refinement runes, and you can get them all for free. You don't have to spend a single coupon to get any of those medium level refinement runes that I just showed you. You can spend coupons during the events to get even more, which I highly suggest that you do. However, you can get them all for free, which is why this is the number one accessible way to increase your power. Same with the equipment purifies, okay? The purification runes and the purification protection runes. So purification runes you can get from your monthly event right there, okay? Same price as a low-level refinement. You can get them for 15 points, okay? So you can get a couple of those per day. No problem whatsoever. And then sometimes they will have purification protection runes in the events. Sometimes they don't. When they do have them in the events, I highly suggest that you get them because these are much more rare than purification runes or your medium-level refinement runes, okay? So when they have them, definitely stack them up and then try and get the best values that you can get, all right? You want to have purple values and yellow values or gold values, whatever, in for your refinements because that is how you get additional, like there's 167 extra initiative that I got just because I have a purple value right there. So it's very important for you to get that stuff, all right? Oh, and I forgot. So advanced level refinement runes, those are much more rare. Most of the time you're going to have to buy them unless you're able to get in the top 3 for your battlefield for Sage World battlefields, in which case you'll get a couple for free. But if you can get all of your equipment up to level 7, your refinement level is level 7, you're going to have a lot of power, okay? You're going to be close to like 60,000 power once you get all of your equipment up to level 7. So at that point, I mean, you're doing really well for yourself, okay? So there's option number 1, your refinement and your purity. That is by far the most accessible and the best way to increase your power, right? Second is your equipment upgrading, okay? The actual awakened level of your equipment. And the reason this isn't number 1 is because this requires you to have enough power to beat the ninja exam to get high enough to get these scrolls right here, okay? So this is 100% free as long as you have the initial power to beat the ninja exam, all right? That's why this is number 2. It was kind of a toss-up between the two of those. However, you're going to need the power from your refinements in order to get high enough in Ninja Exam to unlock these. But it is absolutely worth it once you have enough power to grind through your Ninja Exam levels. Yes, they are a pain in the ass. Yes, they are extremely frustrating having to retreat and retry over and over and over to get that perfect RNG. However, every time you upgrade one of these equipment, you can see here, you get like a pretty decent jump in your stats, okay? I mean, that's almost 100 extra resistance right there. And 100 resistance is a lot. From primary stats, 100 is a big deal, okay? It's right there. Like, oh, that's almost 200. For your attack, that's almost 200. Ninjutsu, almost 200. Like, there's really big jumps that give you a lot of power if you can upgrade all of this equipment on all of your people. You can see I'm stacking these jades right now for when I actually do focus on my ninja exam to get these scroll super sages so I can upgrade all of them as quickly as possible, okay? So once you get the power, enough power from your refinements to get the ninja exam, grind out your ninja exam, level up this equipment right here, get it up to as high as you can possibly get it. And that's going to be free power that just takes your time, okay? Next, the third option is your Runestone and your Charms. All right. Now, the two of these, again, it's the same as the Refinement and the Purity. They scale off of each other. That's why I'm putting them together as one option. This is much more expensive than your Refinements and your Purifies are going to be. Okay. So Runestones you can get somewhat cheaply. All right. You get a free pool from your Runestones every day. That's not going to cut it. It's just flat out not going to cut it. Luckily, they just added cave keys to your wishing tree in the home. So with my wishing tree level, I can get 3 cave keys per day, which I'm currently doing because I need to get these values up. You see I have level 5 for him, only 2 level 5s, and then level 4 for the rest of them. I got full level 5 on him and then full level 4 on him. I need to get these up to at least level 6 or level 7, okay? Which is why I'm currently trying to get as many cave keys as possible so I can spam these out. One of the best investments that you can do if you have the coupons to do it is buy a cave key gift pack, right? They have them in a lot of the events, and what that does is it gives you, what is it? Is it 88 keys, I want to say? I think it's 88 cave keys. It's like an awkward number, but yeah. It's like 88 cave keys plus a guaranteed level 5 runestone, right? Guaranteed level 5 is really important because, one, I mean, as you can see, I don't even have full level 5s on all my characters yet. So that's an instant upgrade right there. Plus you get 88 cave keys that you can buy, that you can use for the stones, and then you get to upgrade everything like that. So that's actually like a really big jump in power. You see here, for injury, right? Level 4 is 75, level 5 is 105. That's extra 30 injury. That's almost the kind of jumps that you get in your... Hold on, let's find it. In the lower levels. So like right there, I mean, that's a 45 increase right there. And your runestone, just to get from, where was it? Yeah, just to get from 4 to 5 is 30. Like that's almost the same amount as upgrading your from 5 to level 6. But the runestones are actually a lot easier to upgrade with a cave key gift pack if you have enough cave keys. So you can get a large amount of power from that cave key gift pack. It ends up being around 800 coupons. So if you have 800 coupons, absolutely that is a very good investment for you. But you want to get these levels up as high as possible. Whenever you see cave keys in an event, again, I always spend on the cave keys because I need as many cave keys as possible so I can get this up. Because these are lagging behind right now. For me, this is the #1 place that I have available to me to upgrade my power because I'm behind on these runestones. Now, again, we also have this charm system. The way the charm system works is it is a percentage of the value that you have from your runestone, okay? It also works off of your Magitama, so you want to have high Magitama, but again, I wouldn't necessarily recommend spending a bunch of coupons on your Magitama because you're going to get a ton of that for free just from everything that you do. So, your charms right here. This is your life, okay? That's your life is from your Magitama. Your initiative is from your runestones, okay? So your charms right here give you a percentage of those two values to increase. So you get an additional, for me right here, I get an additional 262 initiative from my charms. Then once you get to a high enough level, you get to throw in these rainbow Magitama, which give you life attack, defense, ninja. They give you all the primary stats right there. And then level 6, you get another one. Level 9, you get another one. So this is like a really, really big... Charms are... The new charm system is one of the biggest ways to increase your power. The problem is they're super expensive, okay? It's 125 coupons for one box of charms, which gives you one charm for each of these 5 equipment pieces, all right? You can see here you need roughly 70. It's going to come out to probably a little closer to 60, maybe just a little bit over 60. But still, you need roughly 70 charms to get from level 4 to level 5, okay? 70 charms times 125. I'm not going to try and do the math because I know that I'm going to end up screwing it up and then everybody's going to laugh at me again. But it's going to be at least, it's over 7,000, probably closer to 8,000. About 8,000 coupons to get from that to that. Like, that's a lot of fucking coupons right there. Okay, that's why this is third on the list, because that's extremely expensive in order to level all this stuff up, right? However, it is worth it, okay? It is actually worth it. If you have the coupons, it's definitely worth it. But most of us don't have the coupons, so unfortunately, what you have to do is you got to get your Runestones and your Magitama as high as possible so that the lower values that you have give you more. And then as you starting to give us more ways to get charm material packs instead of just buying them. Like right now, it's in the lucky board. So now that I've spammed out all of the medium level refinement runes that I can, I'm now spamming out these charms material packs because I want as many of them as I can. Since they're cheaper here than they are if you buy them straight up. I mean, actually, it's kind of around the same. If I did the math, it's going to be about the same, but still. Anyway, so that is third on your list. Your Runestone and your Charm system right there. Charms, by far, best way to increase, give you the highest increase in power, but it's the most expensive, so, it kind of balances itself out that way. Last but not least, we have your Ninja Stars, okay? The difference between a 2-star ninja and a 3-star ninja is pretty dramatic, all right? The difference between a 3-star ninja and a 5-star ninja is a couple thousand power, okay? I mean, look at here. We got Danzo. He's around 12,500 power. Kimimaru, actually, it's probably going to be easier if I don't do somebody in my lineup. So let's look at here. Okay, so he's not in my lineup, right? So because that takes into account your equipment and everything. Somebody who's not in your lineup, that's just straight up like how they are by themselves, right? So we got Sage Jiraiya here at 6,800 power. Guy is a 5-star ninja. He's 2 levels behind in Awakening than Sage Mode Jiraiya. And his power is 7,200. All right, so you give him the extra two levels with the cultivation, with the awakening, and it's going to be close to about a 2,000 power difference. That's a really big deal. Okay, so getting your ninja up to 5-star is extremely, extremely important, especially when people are using the Ito Tensei ninja at like 2, maybe 3 stars if they spend a lot. That's a really, really big difference. You can win just because your ninja are 5-star. Like, all of their values are so much higher, as you can see at 5-star, all their base values are 20% higher. Okay, that's a really big deal. The reason this is last, so this is going to give you the most increase in power when you level your ninja up. But the reason that this is last is because this is extremely expensive. Okay, so getting like Kimimaru or Kabuto, Hinata, like the normal ninja to 5-star is easy, okay? You can do that just from sweeping the instances. However, getting the new rarer ninjas up to 5-star is extremely expensive. Getting Ginkaku up to 5-star, you would have to spend an insane amount of seal scrolls in the Ito Tensei treasure to get Ginkaku up to 5-star, okay? Hashirama. If you want to use Hashirama extremely strong, if you want to use him and get him up to 5-star, though, that's going to take a ton of coupons because you have to get him through like different events. They don't even give his fragments out. You have to win him through different boxes and stuff like that. Okay. Cursed Hidan. Hidan is in the lucky board right now, but he has 65 points per 1 fragment. Okay, that's a ton of coupons. Okay, this guy's getting annoying. That's a ton of coupons right there in order to get him up to 4-star for me, right? So yes, that would give me a lot of power, but I can't afford that because that's so much. So if you can afford that, you probably already have really high power and you don't really need to watch this video. But anyway, that is the last of the 4 major ways that you can increase your power, right? It's the least accessible because of how expensive it is once you start getting into rarer ninja. If you want to run less rare ninja, like if you want to run Kimimaru and Guy and Hinata or Kabuto, like, yeah, absolutely do that right away. Like, the sooner you can get them to 5-star, the better. But most people are going to start using the more powerful rare ninja, and so it's going to be a lot more expensive to get them up to 4 and 5-star. Anyway, there you go. That is the 4 biggest ways that you can increase your power. From now on, when anybody asks me how to increase their power, I'm going to point them to this this video, because I get asked that question all the time. So I'm just going to point them to this video, because this is the most comprehensive way and understanding of way of how to increase your power. Okay? So, recap. First and foremost, your refinements and your purity. The easiest and the best way to increase your power right off the bat. Okay? You can get very high increases from refining and purifying. And you can do that relatively for free. Okay. Next is your equipment upgrading. Completely free. It just takes your time, but you need to have enough power to get high enough in Ninja Exam to start getting these scrolls. Next up is your Runestone and your Charms. Charms, very expensive. Runestones don't have to be expensive, but they are a good investment if you have 800 coupons to use. Charms, super expensive, but they give you a ton of power as long as your Runestone and your Magitama values are high. So it ends up evening itself out. Last but not least, we have ninjas, increasing them up to 5-star. Extremely expensive, but you're talking a couple thousand power difference between a 3 and a 5-star ninja. So again, worth it, but most of us do not have the coupons to put a ninja together at 5-star, and it takes a while to slowly piece ninja together through events. But if you're patient and you stick with it, you can get them up to 5-star, and then you're going to have a powerhouse team, right? So there you go. That is how you increase your power. Those are the best ways to increase your power, and exactly what you should be focusing on and how to do that. This is the most comprehensive guide that I can possibly give you. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it helps you out. If it did, please click the like button down below. Thank you very much to everybody who watched the whole way through this video. I know that it ran pretty long. However, I wanted to be as comprehensive as possible so that there was no questions at all as to how exactly you can increase your power. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, and peace.